everybody, and welcome back to Milwaukee Beer Review's Hop Takes. As always, I'm Josh.
And Ross.
And we've got another beer from Wisconsin brewery, the Brewing Projekt, on tap for everybody tonight. It took me about 25 minutes to figure out how to get the audio working here in OBS to record this video, but hey, it's beer time. So we're going to dive right into this thing tonight. We've done a bunch of stuff from Brewing Projekt here in the past, both in our advent calendars. We've done some other videos for Brewing Projekt, but we've got a little bit of an interesting one here tonight.
Yeah, Brewing Project is always known for their big flavors and multiple flavors in there. I've never seen this one, never heard this one before, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, our Milwaukee Brewers just won a game against the San Diego Padres, bottom of the ninth inning, walk off there by Andrew McCutchen. So what better way to celebrate that than to try a little stout from the Brewing Projekt called Crumbledinger. And if you see this, he's got a peanut butter pretzel baseball bat, and he looks kind of like Raleigh Fingers, mated with a Smurf or something. And yeah, looks kind of cool. Interesting beer. The description on this is an Imperial Stout brewed with cocoa nibs, peanut flour, pretzels, salted caramel, chocolate, and marshmallow flavoring. So that is a lot of stuff going on.
I will say this is the first beer I've seen state it has peanut flour in it. I don't know if that's just PB2 or if it is specifically something different, but that's the first time I've seen that as an ingredient.
Yeah, I know. And this thing comes in.
You got it.
Got it? Go ahead.
You got it.
This thing comes in at a big old whopping 8.2%. So not crazy, but on probably the lower end of an Imperial Stout, I would say.
Yeah.
So let's crack this thing open and pour it. And I'm going to pour into my fancy new amorphic glass.
I like that. I got one of my ones from Three Sheeps, another wolf one.
Nice. We're doing Wisconsin breweries proud tonight. That's 3 of them represented. Lots of carbonation in here.
Mm.
Seeing that right off the bat. Very, very dark. Kind of that caramel tan head that you get on Imperial Stout on here. Otherwise, yeah, not a lot of light shining through that. That thing is thick and viscous.
Viscous.
Let's get a little nose on it. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Definitely get the first thing that hits you on the nose is just like a lot of sweet character. I think that's probably the fudge and the caramel.
I'm getting a lot of the peanut butter and the caramel. That's what I'm getting mainly.
Yeah, it's definitely that sweet character. To me, it's more like fudgy caramel. Maybe that salt is kind of coming through a little bit. Maybe that pretzel salt a little bit.
It honestly, I don't know which one it is, but it smells like a Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
It does. That's actually a really good description.
I can't remember which one it is, but there's one that has pretzels and everything in it. It has caramel, has fudge, and this is what I'm smelling. It smells like Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, if you just told me that this was a caramel Imperial Stout, I would believe you.
Yeah.
That is for sure the set. Let's try this thing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
So for as much as I was getting on the nose, I'm not really getting a lot on the palate. Honestly, the thing I'm probably getting most is kind of that salty pretzel-ish that comes through with just a little bit of sweetness. It kind of comes in at the end. But it's not nearly as sweet as I thought it was going to be as I was smelling it.
As far as body on this, it's actually lighter in the mouthfeel than I was actually expecting. Like, I was expecting more of like a pastry stout feel on this from what I was getting on the nose, and it's definitely thinner than that, which I'm not upset about actually. Um, it's probably about a medium body, light somewhere in light to medium body territory. What's interesting, the taste notes, like right up front, I get more like the fudgy, salty character. Like that's what I pick up right on the front end of the beer. And then it kind of actually dies off. But then as it sits on the tongue, I actually get a lot more of like the caramel salty flavors. And that's kind of what lingers on the tongue for me. It's kind of an interesting change up there where it's a little bit more chocolatey, fudgy, salty, and then out the back I'm getting caramel saltiness out the back end of it.
You know, with that chocolate that you're like, I get what you're saying, but it's with the chocolate and the salt that comes right behind it. It's more bitter than I would want it to be personally. You know, I looked at this, I looked at all the flavor notes, I was smelling. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a really good beer. Really gonna like this. It's nice, kind of like end of night desserty beer. It's much more bitter than I was expecting. Somewhat to a fault. I'm actually gonna say I want more sweetness out of this one. Um, it's because I think the cacao nibs and I think the salt from the salty caramel or salted whatever is really kind of overpowering everything else.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of do wish there was a little bit more of like the peanut character from the peanut flour in it. I feel like I'm not really getting that. That's not a shining star here at all. Marshmallow flavoring, Brewing Project uses that a lot in their beers. I'm guessing that's just adding some viscosity to this, and probably a little bit of that sweetness is coming from that too. I mean, considering what a marshmallow is, it's basically sugar. This is fine. I don't have a problem with this. But I was hoping a little bit more of that peanut flavor would shine through, to be honest.
So where are you putting this on Untappd?
Untappd, Untappd on this, I'm probably going to 3.75. I think this is a good Imperial Stout. I like it. I do like that fudginess. I like the caramel characteristic to it. I like how it lingers. This is something I could sip on and be pretty happy with. I do see it as a dessert style beer, although on the tamer side of a dessert style beer, just because there's not a lot of viscosity to this. So I think it's pretty decent.
Fair enough. I'm not as enthused by it. I think my expectations were somewhere different. I was expecting a different beer, and it's not hitting the marks. I got this at about a 3, and I actually feel like I'm being generous with that. I was kind of going back and forth between a 2.75 and a 3. I'm being a little bit unfair. I'm gonna be honest. It's not a bad beer by any stretch, but when I'm reading that description, I'm getting that. That's kind of like, yeah, this is going to be like a nice dessert after dinner, end of night type beer. And this isn't that. It just isn't. It's got more bitterness than I want. It doesn't have what you're getting on the nose. Does not match what you're tasting on the palate, and it really kind of throws you off from what you're going to experience and everything. So it's not bad. I can see why people would definitely enjoy it. I just think it misses the mark on what I was going for. So
All good. I can't disagree with you. I mean, if you're going into it thinking that, this would be a disappointment. I didn't go into it with many expectations, so I'm pretty okay with it, but just different opinions on it, and that's totally fine. So, all right. Well, some more interesting and for me, good stuff for you. Stuff from the Brewing Project. So thanks for checking this video out, everybody. If you'd like to see more of our stuff, you can check us out and stay in touch on all of our social media channels. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are on, what the heck did I miss? Instagram? I don't know. I don't remember what I said anymore. We're also here on YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe. Lots more coming where this came from. So thanks again, and we'll see all of you in a future episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.